Hello everybody, today is update number 94. It's pouring down rain outside, so I thought I would sit in the coffee shop and do my daily update today. Look at this mess. You can see it's been pouring down rain all day, and it doesn't look like it's going to get any better. You know, there's this thing called decision fatigue. And I guess it means when you're so stressed out over having to make so many decisions that you just mentally stress out, get all out of shape. I was watching Holly Yu, a van lifer, this morning, talk about how part of her problem living on the road is having to make decisions every day. She has to make so many decisions every day, it just mentally wears her out.
There are so many people who cannot sustain this lifestyle because being fully nomadic on the road, living in a van, is an intense way of living. It requires constant vigilance. When you're living in a van, you're always thinking about not only your safety and your environment and what's going on around you, but you also have to be conscious of all the energy resource management you're dealing with, like your electricity, your freshwater reserves, your supplies. All of that is always constantly in the back of your mind. And then the fact that you have to constantly make decisions all day, every day. Where are you going to go next? Where are you going to sleep? What direction of travel do you want to take? All of that is extremely cognitively heavy. That style of travel does not work for me, and I'm okay with that.
She was saying she has to stay alert so much, has to think about things so much, make so many decisions on a daily basis that it was just wearing her out. So I started thinking about this, and there is a thing called decision fatigue, and I think most of us who live life on the road full time probably suffer from it, because let's face it, when you're on the road, you're faced with making all kinds of various decisions on a daily basis. Most of it has to do with weather, where to sleep, gas, mechanical issues, where to go the next day if you haven't. So, if you don't have a tour planned out, you're just sort of driving somewhere every day, taking life as it comes. You're having to make so many choices every day, it gets to be a little taxing. You think, well, I'm almost out of food. Is there a grocery store nearby? So you hop on your phone and you start looking around and try to find a place to where you can buy some food. I was watching another YouTuber, van lifer, living in a van this morning, and he was parked near a river. And the first thing I thought was, he said there was a forecast for rain, and I'm thinking, why would you park your van near a river with rain in the forecast? I happen to think about flooding, flash flood. And later on in the video, he made the decision to move the van for the same reason. He got online and sort of found out that flash floods could occur, and there was rain in the forecast, and he thought, well, maybe I just need to move my van. It's these kinds of decisions that can drive you nuts, because you're always having to stay on the alert when you're on the road. Well, I'm going to suggest there's 3 things that we can do to help with decision fatigue. One thing we can do is have a default day, a day where we follow a certain routine. It's our fallback position. It's something that we can repeat every day. It's a default day. You have a certain time you wake up, then you have your coffee, maybe breakfast, and then maybe you work a job for a few hours, You have a block of time set apart for work, and then maybe you have a block of time set apart for driving 2 or 3 hours in the afternoon. And then you have in the evenings the time where you shut things down and get ready for bed. Somehow you plan out this default day to have sort of elements in place, things that you do on a routine basis. It's always good to have a routine to fall back on. And it will help relieve some of the stress of what to do because you've got a plan in place. Maybe you've got a default day set for Monday through Friday, and maybe another default setting for the weekends. The idea is to have a plan for a ordinary day, something that you can lean on and think about. You know everything that you're going to be doing that day. It's become routine. It's ordinary. I know it sounds like you're being a little bit too hemmed in, a little bit too structured when you try to make plans that structure your day like that. But actually, structure doesn't really kill your freedom. It actually frees you up. It protects your energy. It makes you less stressful. The second thing we can do is we can pre-decide the big things in the big categories. We can sort of plan ahead in terms of the big categories that affect us each day, like where to sleep, where to park during the day, when to move, when to eat. You can make rules about these things instead of decisions. The idea here is to ease up on the number of decisions you make by making rules, things that you will do a certain way. The idea is to make rules instead of decisions for the big things, for the big categories. For example, I will only drive between 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. That's a set rule. You'll only drive certain times of the day. I stop looking at campsites after 4 p.m., maybe something like that. Set yourself a deadline. You'll have your place picked out where you're going to sleep for the night by 4 o'clock. Maybe you have 3 or 4 different backup plans for your sleeping. Maybe if you're sleeping in an area for more than one day at a time, you've got 3 or 4 places already picked out, and you rotate among those 3 or 4 places. That might be another rule. Maybe have a rule, if I'm going to stay in a spot more than 2 or 3 days, then I'm going to have 2 or 3 spots already picked out, and I'll just rotate among those spots. Think about your meals. Think about what you're going to eat. Maybe you'll have a preset menu plan. You'll have certain foods that you'll eat certain days. Maybe you'll want to eat out certain times during the week. Maybe you'll set a rule where maybe, I don't know, you want to eat out just on weekends. Maybe you're going to eat out on Saturday mornings. Or maybe Friday evenings you're going to spend at the coffee shop. The idea here is to have some rules in place that will ease up on the amount of decisions you have to make because you've got rules that you're going to follow. Fewer options usually means less stress. So if you're stressing out over the number of decisions you have to make, if you've got decision fatigue, then the idea here is to eliminate some of the options. Take the options off the table. And that's where the rules come in. The third thing that I would suggest is we have systems in place, systems that we can go to, repeatable systems that we can trust, like 2 or 3 reliable apps that we use on a regular basis, maybe a short weather check 2 or 3 times a day. You want to check for the weather. I know I check I have a weather app that I use that I check throughout the day, and I'm always looking for the forecast for the next 10 days and keep a close eye on the weather app. The idea here is to have a system in place that you can trust so that you don't have to think about it. It's already in place, and you trust the way that you handle things, and you just follow the system, follow the rules. It all comes down to not reducing the amount of decisions you have to make, but it's reducing the amount of decisions that you have to think about. You can take some of those decisions off the table by planning ahead, by setting up some rules ahead of time, and by building in some systems that will help us stay, a little bit less stressed out. Because we're all, by the nature of living on the road, going to have these decisions that we make every day. But I think if we can become more systemized and create some rules to go by and spend more time planning ahead, then I think we can help ourselves become a little bit less stressed out. Life on the road isn't exhausting because it's hard. It's exhausting because everything is a decision. If you live on the road for a while, you know that everything becomes a decision. The more we turn decisions into routines, the more energy we get back. I've always believed that the more chaotic my life gets, the more I need routine. And I think that goes for life on the road as well. I think the more decisions we make, when we suffer from decision fatigue, we need to increase the routine, increase the amount of rules and systems we have in place, the more structure we need, because that will relieve the stress. Well, the weather here in the Austin area is horrible. It's raining, it's pouring down. So I guess my update is done for the day. I've been coming to you live from the coffee shop here in the Austin area, the Lamppost Coffee Shop. It's been noisy. I'm sorry for the background noise. I will try to eliminate as much of it as I can in post-production. But I hope there's enough here to at least get through an update. Go out and have a good day, and we'll see you tomorrow.